Now, an area that's really begin to impact the glycosaminoglycan field, or for that matter, fairly even beyond the glycosaminoglycan field with regard to the broad glycomics area, is the fact that several pathogens, protozoans, viruses, whether you're looking at HIV or influenza virus or Ebola virus or bacterial infections as simple as the staph infections or the more complex helicobacterial infections, they all use the diversity of these glycans or carbohydrates that are expressed on these cells as a way to achieve tropism. In many sense, if you look at these pathogens, they diffuse outside the cell surface, sort of scan the cell surface for unique epitopes, and these epitopes are then leveraged by these pathogens to achieve cell tropism or tissue tropism. From an evolutionary point of view, the thought is the following, that one of the things that cells do is dramatically change the way they synthesize these polysaccharides as a way to evade infectious agents. And the question is, infectious agents have always figured out a way to adapt to these kinds of structures, and it's a constant battle in terms of these kinds of evolutionary pressures and in terms of how these pathogens access various cell types. So this is an area of active investigation that's emerging, and particularly an area that the Consortium for Functional Glycomics is focusing on is the influenza virus, how the epithelial cells have unique carbohydrate structures that are different in humans to that of the birds. And the question is, as an example, for the current H5N1, which is the pandemic virus in birds, how would the mutations on that virus eventually lead to the appropriate tropism in the upper airway epithelial cells? And the key set of residues on the virus that needs to mutate are those that would have to correspondingly change the residue complementarity to the glycans that are there in the epithelial cell surface. So this is obviously a very important and exciting and an emerging area with regard to the role of glycans and how glycans regulate fundamental processes.